Hello and welcome to our story time. My name is Simone. I'm a storyteller and I'm here today for Fingal Libraries and the Ireland Reads campaign. And we want to celebrate books and reading. So today I want to tell you a story from the very first book I ever bought myself from my pocket money. I was living in Germany back then. I was only 7 years old. And the book was called 5 Minuten Geschichten, which means 5-minute stories. Now today that book is in a big box up in the attic of my parents' old house. This is the old house. And you know what it says on the box? It says Simone's favorite books. But I still remember all the stories in that book, and I want to tell you one of them. It's called The Strongest Man in the World. So, are you ready? Good. Let's go. The Strongest Man in the World. Once upon a time, there was a man, and he was very, very strong. He could carry anything up the stairs and down the stairs. But one morning, he stood in his kitchen, and he crossed his arms over his chest, and he said, "I don't want to carry stuff up and down the stairs. Shopping bags and firewood, no, no, no. I want to lift something really heavy. Something really, really heavy because I am the strongest man in the world. I'm even stronger than Superman." That's what he thought. So instead of making breakfast, he went into the living room. They had a beautiful living room with a huge big cupboard. And do you know what was in the cupboard? All the good plates and all the good cups that only came out on Sundays or maybe for Christmas. And the man, he climbed onto the table. And you know what he did? He lifted up the cupboard. He lifted it up, 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 up over his head. Now can you help me? Stretch up your arms over your head like this. Stretch them up, 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 up. That's what the man did. And he called, "Hello, look at me, look at me. I'm the strongest man in the world." The door opened, and in came his wife. Now, was she happy? No, she was not. She said, "Put it down. Put it down now." The strong man sighed, and he put down the cupboard, and he climbed off the table, and he left the house. He went for a little walk down the street, and then he stopped, and he looked around, and he thought, what could I lift that is even heavier than a cupboard? What could I lift up? And just then, a bus stopped next to him. Aha! The strong man walked into the street. And you know what he did? He lifted up the bus. Up, 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 up. Come on, get up your hands. Push them up, 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 up. That's right. Just like the strong man. And he held the bus up. Look! Look at me! Look how strong I am! I can lift a bus! Now the people in the street, they stopped and they stared. And do you think they were happy? No. Some found it funny, like this little girl, but the others were not happy. They didn't think it was funny. You know what they said? Put it down. Put it down now. The strong man sighed, and he put down the bus. The strong man went for a walk, and he walked until he came to a beach. It was a beautiful sunny day. Children were playing at the beach, and the strong man stopped at the shore, and he looked down on the water, and he was thinking, what could I lift now? It has to be heavier than a cupboard, heavier than a bus. It has to be, and then he saw the ship. Out in the water there was a huge big ship. And you know what he did? He swam out into the water. He swam to that ship, and he lifted the huge big ship up, 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 up over his head. Help me, put up your arms, up, up, up. And then he held the big ship, and he called out, look, look at me, look how strong I am. But the people on the ship, were they happy? No, they were not. They didn't like it, not one little bit. Put us down, they said. Put us down now. The strong man sighed, and he put the ship back down into the water, and he swam back to the beach. When he was back at the beach, he looked around, and he said, fine, I'm not allowed to lift a cupboard. I'm not allowed to lift a bus. I'm not allowed to lift a ship. But I will show you how strong I am. If I'm not allowed to lift anything, well then I will lift myself. And the people on the beach, they gathered around him and they laughed. And they said, what? You can't lift yourself. How do you want to do that? Well, you just watch, said the strong man. And he reached up his hands into the air. Can you help me? Reach up. And then he made fists out of his hands, make a big fist as if he wanted to grab the air. And then he pulled. And he pulled. And he pulled. And he pulled himself up. His feet were rising up, up, up over the ground, higher and higher and higher and higher. He was hanging in the air. And the people on the beach, their mouth fell open, and they looked, and they said, wow, look at him. He really is the strongest man in the world. And the strongest man in the world, he smiled, because now he finally had found something that he could lift without anyone getting angry at him.